Hi, my name is Lori Little, and I am going to be your instructor for Nursing 4069.050 F14. And what that means is for the fall, I will be your instructor for health assessment. It is a team taught course. There are three sections. Mrs. Tanika Vivian is the course lead, and the third instructor is Dr. Candace Burns. So the three of us together will be teaching the course. It is, as I said, a team taught course, and what that means is that you all will be getting the exact same information. We work very hard to make sure that happens. Obviously, every instructor is a little bit different in the way that we, talk to you or whatever, but the information itself is the same. So you don't have to worry if Sally Sue is getting a different, they're not. They're getting that, everybody's getting the same thing. If any changes are made, they're made immediately between the courses. And that's what I mean by us talking to one another each day. So there's no, that won't happen, that Sally is going to get an assignment that you're not going to get, or vice versa. It just won't happen. So the purpose of this video is I was reviewing your introduction videos and I was extremely impressed at how well you did them, because you turn a camera on me and I usually go as you will find out, and you can count them if you'd like. I usually have about 50 or 60 before I'm done. So I will do my best to keep them at a minimum, but I know that they are there. So the purpose of the video that I'm doing right now is I would like to, first of all, to introduce myself as you did and let you know a little bit about who I am, and just as you did, so you know who is teaching you. And then also to give you a little information about what I would expect of you as a student and what you can expect from me as your faculty member. So first of all, we'll start off with the introduction. So to let you know a little bit about myself, I've lived all over the country throughout. I'm not a young spring chicken anymore, but when I was young and grew up, I was born and raised in Kansas. I grew up in a very remote area. It did not have a police station, fire station, grocery store. Did have a school. Did not have a stoplight. It might have had a stoplight. Anyway, it did have a school, and it did have a library bus that came once a month, so it was very remote. It was a farm community, and it's not that way anymore. It's very close to Kansas City, as a matter of fact. It's been, I believe, annexed by one of the suburbs of Kansas City, and it's now populated by multi-million-dollar horse farms. So it looks nothing like what it did when I grew up, which was just a giant cornfield. So that's where I'm from. And then for my professional background, once I was old enough, I went to Kansas City and I went to St. Luke's School of Nursing, which was a diploma school, which, for those of you who may not be familiar, is a 3-year type of nursing school. I believe, and I may be wrong, but I believe it was the original type of training for nursing in the US, and I believe also in Europe. It was a 3-year program. I was the second to the last graduating class in Kansas City from St. Luke's School of Nursing. That was the last one in Kansas City. So once they graduated their last class, they became a baccalaureate school. I did go on. I received my bachelor's degree from Webster University and my master's degree from the University of Iowa. I hold a Master of Arts, My specialty at that time was patient education in the acute care setting in adults and gerontology, which may seem a little odd, but gerontology actually starts at age 50. And at the time that I was in grad school, the average age of a patient in the hospital was 72. So it made sense. So that's what my background was then. I am currently enrolled in my PhD program, and just in the first half of that. I am also taking that online, so I understand some of your frustrations with online programs. I have also taken other courses online prior to that. I'm a lifelong learner. My poor husband has been very supportive, but I think his fear is that I may decide to become an astrophysicist when I'm finished with that. I like to go to school. So I am married. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I have a son, and he is married. He lives here also. He has 2 grandchildren, both boys, or I should say I have 2 grandchildren. He has 2 sons. I adore them dearly. Grandchildren, I should not say this, but I'm going to, are so much more fun than children because you have no responsibility and all the fun. You can fill them with sugar, and the best thing ever that I have learned to say both as an aunt and as a grandma, and I will share it with you so that you can do it too, is when they ask you, can I jump off the roof? I always say, oh, that sounds like so much fun. Absolutely, you can do that. Just go check with your mom and dad. If they say it's okay, we'll do that. And they come back and they say, oh, Mom, Dad said I can't do that. Oh, that stinks. I'm sorry, sweetie. Well, let's go find something else to do. So that's how I get out of that. Fill him full of sugar, send him home. I did do the curse on my son, and the one that you do, that I hope that your children are twice as awful as you are being right now, even though my son was a good kid. My grandchildren are perfect when they're with me, but he says they're awful when they're with him, so it works. I had a dog, which I am grieving terribly right now. I had a Yorkie who just died. So that's very sad for us. And so it's just my husband and I in the house right now. So we're hoping we'll get another one at some point, but just died a month ago. So very, very sad. I don't know if any of you have ever fallen in love with a dog. I always used to make fun of people like me. But yeah, he was like a person to me, probably more so. So that's a little bit about who I am. Oh, my clinical background, just so you might want to know that. I'm going to back up a little bit. On my master's degree, just so you know, I don't know if I said this, but my specialty at that time was patient education. My interest was, and still is, patient education to develop self-advocacy through patient education and acute care gerontology. Had to fight a little bit for that because people think gerontology and they think nursing home. My clinical background and expertise is cardiovascular intensive care and emergency service. And so I had to fight a little bit to get that, but the average age of the person in the hospital at the time I went through graduate school was 72. Unfortunately, it's now down to 68. Does not speak well for our health of our nation, but that's just the way it is. That's stats from 2010, I believe. So that's probably more than you wanted to know about Lori Little. So that's my personal background, and my next thing I want to talk to you about was a little bit about the course and my expectations. The course itself is interesting, and as anything else, you get out of it what you put into it. I always tell, no matter what class I teach, I always suggest, or what class I take, I always suggest that you take 15, did I just say use? I'm not from New York. I always suggest that you, I apologize if you're from New York. It was just a stereotype from TV. I always suggest that you take 10 or 15 minutes this week and just lay it out so that you understand what's coming and you see the progression of the course, because all courses really are built the same. They all start low knowledge and building until you hit the end. There's always a course project, and there is in this one as well. The course project is not scary. It looks scary to some people. It isn't. Trust me. The person that you are going to be speaking to is me. I hope you don't find me scary, because you have to do it on camera. But the person who's going to be grading it and watching you on camera is me. There's not going to be a movie theater of instructors who are eating popcorn and laughing and going, oh, look, she missed that. It's just me. So let's put that off the table. Nobody else is going to watch it. So, and that's kind of the big thing that you're building towards. You're learning assessment as you go along. This is not the assessment class for nurse practitioners. This is the health assessment class for a generalist, for your BSN. It's to enhance what you already do because you're already professional nurses. So it's going to help you enhance the skills that you already have and hopefully teach you something that you don't know. So keep an open mind, because a lot of the things that you're being taught you may never use, but it's always good to have those in your back pocket. One of the things that they teach, that we teach, is using an index card to look at the jugular vein for distension. And you think, when am I ever going to do that? I work in a hospital. Well, you may decide to become a nurse practitioner and be out in the middle of nowhere, and they don't have technology for you to do that. But you could think, I remember I took that course. I know how to do that. Or maybe you're a community health nurse and you can call the doctor and they know how to do that. And you can say, they have JVD because I did this, and you know how to do it. So always keep an open mind, and it's all worthwhile. Assessment, everything you learn, there's no piece of assessment that is not worthwhile. Some of it may seem old school, but I will tell you, to this day, I use percussion every day on my patients. I use it. It's just, I always have. I find it very, very useful for me. Everybody's got their own thing that they feel comfortable with. For me, I get a lot of information from percussing. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So as a faculty, what I would expect from you is that you follow the instructions, that you do the readings, obviously, that you do the assignments, turn them in, do what you're supposed to do. If you have a problem in time management, if you're having trouble keeping up, or if you have an assignment you're not going to meet, because there is a penalty of 10% if it's late without without us having an agreement. It's 50% if it goes beyond 2 weeks, and it's 0 if it's not turned in by the end of the semester. So there really truly is no reason to have a late fee, because I'm really very, very flexible. I understand. I was a single parent. I put myself through school with the child all the way. So I understand, well, not now, obviously, but I get it. I get that things are hard. I get that kids get sick, things happen, you get called into work. But you can't call me an hour ahead unless your house is burning down or someone is dying or you're in the emergency room. Call me and let me know so that we can work out a plan to help you make sure that you get what you need done. Because there are only 16 weeks to the semester and the project is in week 7. So we have to make sure that we get things done in a timely fashion. It's also professional courtesy to make sure that you are communicating with me and letting me know what you need so that I can help you. I do not mind. I actually enjoy conversations with the students. So my preference of communication with students is by phone because we can email each other back and forth, but I never really know if you understand what I'm writing because it may make sense to me, but it may not make sense to you. So I work from home, and as I said, I live in Jacksonville. I tell people all the time I am the Maytag repairman. I teach 4 courses and I am working on my PhD. I rarely am not here. So my office line is my home line. So you should be able to catch me. I also am an old night nurse. I rarely sleep. I sleep about 3 hours a night. So you'll see that my hours are pretty open, but I know that people work odd shifts and issues come up. If you want to talk to me and the hours don't fit, you are welcome to shoot me an email and tell me what time you want to talk to me, and I will accommodate that. I just need to know because my husband also works from home and he does like to sleep. So I need to make sure that I take the phone into another room because he would be upset if he didn't get to sleep. So, as I said, I'm very accessible. I hope you do call me. I enjoy talking to students, and I also want to make sure you're on the right track. If you have a question about anything at all, if you just want to check in, feel free to call me. So that's my expectations of you. What you can expect from me, I'm sorry, one other thing. One other thing you can expect from me is if you send me an email, let's say you send it to me through usf.edu, no, what is it? health.usf.edu. If you send it to me through that, there are only 2 ways that you can contact me by email. That one or through Canvas. Not through the assignment little box, but through Canvas, the inbox. My preference is through Canvas, the inbox, but I will answer either one. But if you send me an email through the health.usf.edu, I will respond within 48 hours, Monday through Friday. It may be sooner, but that would be the longest. If you call me, you will get a response usually within less than 24 hours on my office phone. I do have a cell phone, which I put down. I don't mind if you call me my cell phone. I prefer that you call my office phone first. If you get no answer, then call my cell phone. You can text me. If you text me, it's the same as emailing me on the USF. You can expect an answer within 48 hours because I am 52 years old and I don't text very well. I have fat fingers. So that's kind of the communication preferences. Really, my preference is the phone. And I also like to make sure that you understand and that I've answered your question. So, because you hired me. So, if you've ever seen the movie What About Bob? It's an old movie with Bill Murray. If you haven't, you should watch it because I strongly believe that you hired me to make sure you're successful. So I will make sure that you're successful, or we will know why. So that's kind of my philosophy. So I will call you and find out why. So I don't go away until we find out why you're not successful. Okay, so that's what you can expect from me as your instructor. What I expect from you as a student, I think we already talked about that. Just that you follow the instructions, that you use professional courtesy. If you're responding to a discussion board, I think you all have probably taken other courses and know how to do that, but I will remove responses that are not polite. There are many ways to say things, and if you disagree with someone's comments, I have put on there netiquette. So it's a good way to practice professional discussions and how you have a discussion without being negative or hurting one another. So I do moderate those. So just keep in mind that you know what you would want someone to say to you. It's okay to disagree. It's just the way you phrase it. So if you have a question, again, my phone is listed. Please just keep it with you. Call me anytime you have a question. I will tell you, if you have ever had me in any other course, I usually try and get my papers out very quickly. Your course does not have formatives. Courses that have formatives, I grade first. So I will get to you, but you will not get it as fast as you may be used to if you've had me in another course. Because I grade the formatives first. People who have to have things back immediately, I will grade those first. So, but if you're ever concerned, you're welcome to call me, and I will make sure and let you know that I got your paper and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoy the course. It's a fun class. It's a class that people learn a lot in, and most people enjoy it. We enjoy teaching it. What's better than health assessment? So if you have any questions, call me. I'm always here. Maytag Repairman or What About Bob? Either one. So it was, I really did enjoy watching your videos. You all did a great job. I don't know how many times I said, you can let me know. Probably around 40 or 50. But thank you so much and welcome to the course. I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you.